The terrifying last minutes of Chinook 74-22292. The Boeing CH-47 Chinook, a heavy-lift tandem-rotor helicopter, has served as a vital asset for the United States Army since the 1960s. Renowned for its versatility and reliability, it played a significant role in various military operations. However, one particular incident involving Chinook Helicopter 74-22292 stands out as a harrowing reminder of the catastrophic consequences of maintenance oversight. In today's video, let's dive into the terrifying last minutes of Chinook 74-22292 and the chain of events that led to this catastrophic outcome. The events leading to the tragic crash of Chinook 74-22292 at the Mannheim Air Show in September 1982 are fraught with decisions and circumstances that ultimately culminated in disaster. The backdrop of the incident was the commemoration of Mannheim's 375th anniversary, an occasion marked by an air show spectacle. Originally, 2 Chinook helicopters were slated to participate, promising a grand display of aerial prowess. However, a fateful decision was made to proceed with only one aircraft, Chinook 74-22292, due to undisclosed reasons. This decision, in hindsight, would prove to have dire consequences. As the airshow preparations unfolded, an air of anticipation filled the atmosphere. Participants and spectators alike eagerly awaited the aerial display that was about to unfold. However, unbeknownst to many, a critical oversight was taking shape behind the scenes. Despite being designed to accommodate a specific number of passengers, Chinook 74-22292 found itself carrying far more than its intended capacity. With 46 individuals, including crew members and skydivers, crammed on board, the helicopter was operating under overcrowded conditions. This overcrowding would soon become a pivotal factor in the unfolding tragedy. The decision to proceed with the flight, despite the overcrowding conditions, set the stage for the calamity that would ensue. In the rush to ensure the airshow proceeded as planned, fundamental safety considerations were seemingly overlooked. The consequences of this oversight would soon reverberate tragically. Thus, the events leading to the incident were characterized by a series of decisions and circumstances that, in retrospect, set the stage for disaster. From the decision to proceed with only one Chinook to the overcrowded conditions on board, each factor played a role in shaping the tragic outcome that awaited Chinook 74-22292. The flight of Chinook 74-22292 began like any other, with the helicopter taking off amidst the anticipation of the Mannheim Air Show. However, as the flight progressed, ominous signs of trouble began to emerge, foreshadowing the tragic events that would soon unfold. Approximately 12 minutes into the flight, the control tower received a distress call from Chinook 74-22292, indicating problems on board and the intention to descend for landing. This initial communication marked the beginning of a sequence of events that would ultimately lead to disaster. Meanwhile, on the ground, the pilot of the second aircraft, tasked with observing the flight, noticed Chinook 74-22292 initiating a descent. Sensing that something was amiss, he quickly established communication with the troubled helicopter to inquire about the situation. Reports from the crew on board Chinook 74-22292 hinted at the severity of the situation. Flickering caution lights and unusual noises emanating from the aircraft signaled potential mechanical issues, further complicating an already tense situation. Despite these warning signs, the crew aboard Chinook 74-22292 continued their descent, hoping to address the perceived difficulties and land safely. However, the events that would unfold in the minutes to come would shatter any hopes of a successful landing. Thus, the flight of Chinook 74-22292 was marked by the emergence of an ominous sign of trouble. From distress calls to mechanical malfunctions, these initial indicators foreshadowed the tragic fate that awaited the helicopter and its occupants, setting the stage for the harrowing events that would soon unfold in the skies above Mannheim. As Chinook 74-22292 continued its descent, the situation aboard the helicopter took a catastrophic turn, culminating in an in-flight breakup and subsequent crash that would claim the lives of all 46 individuals on board. In a desperate attempt to address the overcrowded landing area, the crew of Chinook 74-22292 made the decision to cross a highway and land on the opposite side. However, as they attempted to counter the descent by applying power, tragedy struck. Witnesses on the ground described a deafening bang as the helicopter experienced an in-flight breakup. The aft rudder blades separated from the main airframe, followed by the detachment of the aft rudder hub and pylon. This sudden disintegration sent shockwaves through the aircraft, plunging it into a state of chaos and confusion. As Chinook 74-22292 hurtled toward the ground, the crew's attempts to regain control proved futile. The helicopter tilted ominously to the right, its fate sealed as it descended toward the highway below. Moments later, Chinook 74-22292 crashed on the highway with devastating force, engulfed in a massive fireball upon impact. The collision resulted in a scene of utter destruction, with wreckage strewn across the roadway and flames engulfing the remnants of the once mighty helicopter. The impact of the crash was immediate and catastrophic, leaving no chance for survival for any of the 46 individuals on board. The magnitude of the tragedy sent shockwaves through the community, leaving a lasting impact on all who bore witness to the harrowing events that unfolded in the skies above Mannheim. Thus, the in-flight breakup and subsequent crash of Chinook 74-22292 marked the culmination of a series of catastrophic events that unfolded in the final minutes of the ill-fated flight. From the disintegration of critical components to the devastating impact on the highway below, the crash of Chinook 74-22292 left an indelible mark on all who were touched by its tragic aftermath. The investigation into the crash of Chinook 74-22292 revealed a disturbing chain of events that ultimately led to the catastrophic loss of all 46 individuals on board. At the heart of this tragedy were critical maintenance oversights that compromised the safety and integrity of the helicopter. The root cause of the incident was traced back to maintenance issues within the helicopter's transmission system. Clogged oil jets in the forward transmission and walnut grit blockage in the pinion gear assembly were identified as the primary factors contributing to the failure of critical components. These maintenance oversights proved to be catastrophic, throwing off the synchronization of the helicopter's rotor blades and ultimately leading to the in-flight breakup and subsequent crash. The presence of a clogged oil jet in the forward transmission was a critical oversight that compromised the helicopter's ability to function properly. Without adequate lubrication, the transmission system was unable to operate as intended, increasing the risk of mechanical failure and catastrophic consequences. Similarly, the presence of walnut grit blockage in the piston gear assembly further compounded the helicopter's maintenance issues. This foreign debris interfered with the proper functioning of critical components, compromising the helicopter's overall safety and integrity. As a result of these maintenance oversights, Chinook 74-22292 was operated under compromised conditions, setting the stage for the tragic events that would unfold in the skies above Mannheim. The consequences of these oversights were devastating, claiming the lives of 46 individuals and leaving a lasting impact on all who were touched by the tragedy. The crash of Chinook 74-22292 at the Mannheim Air Show in September 1982 resulted in a devastating loss of life, claiming the lives of all 46 individuals on board and leaving a profound impact on their families, communities, and the wider military community. Among the casualties were 7 U.S. troops who had embarked on the ill-fated flight with the hopes of participating in the commemorative air show. Their tragic deaths served as a stark reminder of the inherent risk faced by military personnel, even in seemingly routine operations. In addition to the U.S. troops, 5 members of the Chinook crew perished in the crash, including pilots and crew members who had bravely undertaken their duties in service of their country. Their selfless sacrifice underscored the dangers inherent in military aviation and the importance of stringent safety protocols. Among the casualties were also 2 AFN, or Armed Force Network crew members, who had been assigned to document the parachute jump for television broadcast. Their presence on board Chinook 74-22292 served as a poignant reminder of the diverse roles and responsibilities undertaken by military personnel in support of their missions. The loss of these individuals reverberated far beyond the confines of the crash site, sending shockwaves to their families, communities, and the wider military community. Their tragic deaths served as a sobering reminder of the human cost of negligence and the importance of prioritizing safety in all military operations. As the families and loved ones of the fallen grappled with their loss, the military community rallied around them in a show of support and solidarity. Memorials and tributes were held to honor the memory of those who perished in the crash, ensuring that their sacrifices would never be forgotten. We encourage you to share your thoughts and reflections on this tragic story in the comments section below. Your insights and perspectives contribute to the ongoing dialogue surrounding aviation safety and the importance of thorough maintenance procedures. Let's come together to honor the memory of those lost and work toward a safer future for all those who take to the skies.